This year, we've already seen huge growth across AI coins, such as Fetch AI and Singularity Net. Then was the turn of real-world assets, where we saw coins such as IXS exploding nearly 56x in just the space of a few weeks. Now, as we look into the rotation into the next key narrative, it's BRC20 and ordinals that are about to take center stage as Bitcoin pushes towards all-time highs once more. This is the hottest narrative that we should be paying attention to, but we're still early. And in this video, I'm going to talk about 4 key projects that I'm paying attention to right now, and I think you should be as well. So hit the like button, and let's find out what they are. Now, first things first, why are we getting these rotations in narratives? Well, because this crypto market is driven by active traders who are aware of how these markets work, and retailers are just being dragged along, not really sure of what direction to turn in. They're diving into coins that everyone on Twitter's talking about. They're diving into coins that everyone on YouTube's talking about, but unfortunately, that's often too late. This time, however, we're jumping the gun. We know that BRC20 and ordinals is going to be the next big mover because we've already started to see early signs of its growth. And the early signs of its growth are associated with a few key factors. The Bitcoin ETF opened up a huge world for crypto that was never seen before. Not just that, we put together the fact that Bitcoin is the most decentralized and the most secure blockchain out there, but with a shortage of certain abilities to run smart contracts and things like that, then you get paired up with an opportunity that is bigger than perhaps you've ever even thought about. Now, before we find out what these 4 projects are, let's just explore something really quick, really important. What the F is an ordinal, and what on earth is a BRC20? Well, as you're probably aware, one Bitcoin is made up of something called Satoshis. Satoshis are like the cents to a dollar. There's 1 million Satoshis for every Bitcoin, and up until now, they were just used as a store of value. But the introduction of ordinals was the ability to put a code onto an individual Satoshi, whether that be an image, a name, or a JSON file, which is a code file. Now, these have become extremely popular, and particularly in Asia, where there is a huge growth demand sector for ordinals. Now, we then come on to what a BRC20 token is, which might sound a bit similar, but it's more focused towards that JSON file, which is put onto an individual Satoshi. Now, what is a JSON file? Well, the JSON file could be a name, it could be a date, or a record or transfer, or anything like that. This is important because it adds new functionality to the Bitcoin chain and opens it up for smart contracts and things like that. Now, as we've seen a growth in this ecosystem, we've then seen a rise of a few products around it, and some of those we're going to talk about right now. Now, the first one we're going to look at, and it has been around a little while, is that of AudiSwap. Now, when it comes to ordinals and BRC20, I'm going to be honest, it doesn't really thrill me and excite me that much, and I think when it first came around, it was similar for a lot of people, and websites like this don't really get the heart racing. And that's why I think we've got such a unique and exciting opportunity here, because people aren't really going to be paying too much attention to these until it's already too late. Luckily, we're early though. Now, this is audiswap.fi, and I would come down and have a look through the website and try and understand a little bit more about what they do. And effectively, what AudiSwap does is it merges the world of Bitcoin with DeFi. And you're like, okay, what does that mean? Well, we have Bitcoin and then we have DeFi, which traditionally has always been based mainly on Ethereum. Bitcoin has never really kind of interacted with Ethereum. And what AudiSwap does is by introducing new functions, you can kind of trade tokens on EVM. Is what you can do is basically trade Bitcoin or BRC20 tokens across the Ethereum network as well. Hence, AudiSwap is basically offering interoperability across different chains, which is obviously one of the big keywords of this whole bull market. Not only that, but it then offers the opportunity to unlock huge amounts of liquidity or money, and that can then flow into the ecosystem. And why do we need it? Well, expanding Bitcoin's use case. As you're probably aware, there are a lot of Bitcoin maxis out there who actually, quite weirdly, are pretty pro this kind of stuff because it opens up the opportunity that Bitcoin has. Coming down below, partnered up with some of the bigger names across crypto, and like lots of other things recently, they were launched on Ape Terminal, a pretty big and powerful launchpad, and a launchpad that is focusing quite heavily towards a lot of BRC20 type tokens. Coming across to Twitter, we can see that they're yet to kind of grow much of an established following, which is fine because this ecosystem is starting to wake up, and as Bitcoin pushes to highs again, we're going to see this ecosystem flooding in. Remember, in order to be early, we've got to kind of be looking where other people aren't looking. And that's why you should be subscribed if you're not already subscribed to this channel. Also, as well, I made a video yesterday or 2 days ago talking about a tutorial on how to find brand new coins, such as this, that have launched recently, that could be some of the biggest opportunities in crypto right now. So coming across to coin market cap, Audi swap currently sits here, down 15% on the day as we look at it, which is perfect, okay? $42 million market cap. And a few other bits and pieces. And you can see it's on the Ethereum network. Now, I often get people being like, well, where can I buy it? How do I buy it? Guys, just scroll down to the bottom. You see where it says Audi swap market. And you can see that these are all the options here. You're looking for ones with bigger volumes, ensuring you get best trading opportunity. Now, here you can see MEXC. Now, link down below in the description is MEXC, and you will get a bonus if you sign up through that link. Now, I use MEXC because it has pretty much the lowest fees across the entire market. It also is host to 4,500 plus unique different crypto coins. So pretty much every coin that is covered on a YouTube video somewhere will be found on MEXC. Now, depending on where you live in the world, sometimes it might be a bit difficult to access. Therefore, simply all you need to do is sign up for a NordVPN, which is found down below as well, where you'll get 4 months extra free, and then you can access MEXC, you can access any exchange no matter where you are in the world. Not only that, you'll see my status says protected. That means that NordVPN is protecting me from spyware and all sorts of other things that could be happening right now. If I'm trading crypto, I will always have my NordVPN on because it protects me while I'm trading. I don't want people spying on my wallet transactions. I don't want people spying on my seed phrases or anything like that. Protect yourself with 4 months extra free. And then after that, it's like £2.40 per month, which is like $2.70. Ultra cheap. One of the most essential things that I use on a daily basis when I'm trading crypto. Okay, so back to Audi swap. Now, as we look at this on a weekly, you'll see that there was a period of time in sort of February where Audi swap started to wake up. This was around the time of the ETFs, and we saw we had a big pump of around 2x. Okay, we then had a pullback. This is where we are now starting to see a nice quiet period of time where we could be potentially looking for entries. Now, after a big push like that, what I'm always looking for is a zone or interest zone like this, where you can see support being found. And you will see a very similar pattern on a bunch of these tokens I'm talking about today, which is very, very key. You can see if we do get into this zone again, this is where we are getting bought up heavily. We see the downs getting bought up and turned into ups. Okay, anywhere, to be honest, in and around this zone here, up to around sort of 15 cents, for me is a great entry for ords. Obviously not financial advice, guys. Go and do your own research. It could be completely wrong. Okay, but after good pumps like this, what we tend to see is pullbacks to around sort of 50% of that previous pump. Okay, so somewhere in and around this zone, healthy looking area to enter. On to the next one, and one I have talked about more recently in recent tutorial videos, and BVM.network is one of the coins that we've been calling in the groups linked down below this channel. Bitcoin L2 as a service. Now, you probably heard of layer 2s being built on Ethereum. Ethereum previously a very successful blockchain, but it was extremely expensive and pretty slow due to congestion, due to other issues that were unforeseen. That meant that others came in and built layer 2 solutions on top that made the most of the Ethereum security and decentralization, but then also added opportunities for things like roll-ups to speed up the process and other things like that. Bitcoin, being the most decentralized and most secure blockchain out there, has a great opportunity to see layer 2s built on top of it, bearing in mind that Bitcoin suffers from a similar thing to Ethereum in that it's not always the quickest for transactions. This means that you can create layer 2 roll-up solutions on Bitcoin, and this is what BVM does. Say hello to the world's first modular Bitcoin layer 2 blockchains powered by BVM. This allows you to create layer 2 roll-up solutions on the Bitcoin blockchain. Customize and launch your modular Bitcoin layer 2 blockchains with the best of the breed modules with a few simple clicks. Okay, choose roll-up mode, select the data availability module. Okay, this means that you can create various different applications or decentralized applications like Uniswap, like Compound, NFT marketplaces like OpenSea, and you can build them yourself by following a few simple solutions. And actually a very clever picture here because it kind of breaks it down more simply, like Lego. Okay, gives you the building blocks. You go and choose the type that you want. Okay, and you can see they're all built on different chains. So these are like BRC20 ones. You can build it directly on BRC20. You can do it on Solana, Ethereum, This one, Bitcoin, Uniswap, you get the picture, right? Very, very cool. This, I think, again, if the whole ecosystem like BRC20 and stuff like that is going to blow up, this is going to go bonkers. Already has been doing very well. And if you subscribed, you would have caught this 2 or 3 weeks ago when we talked about it first. Now, because sometimes, well, like, you know, there's other first movers and there's other like, oh, well, this has got a really small cap, it's going to do really well. You don't always want to go for the smallest caps. If it's got a small cap, there's probably a reason it's got a small cap, in that either no one knows about it or that it's completely shit. And maybe it's just shit. And you don't want to just get into coins that are just shit, even if it's small. And here, $129 million market cap, still absolutely tiny, okay? Comparatively with other coins out there, you know, in less kind of exciting niches or niches that are blown up already, there's still good growth that's going to be seen out of BVM right now. Coming down through the markets, you can see it's on MEXC again, Uniswap, Gate.io, whatever. Now, as you can see, I've already got our entry written down here at 3078, and that means that basically we've been going, you know, we're already up around 76%, which is not massive, but, you know, it's better than we've seen already. Now, a lot of new coins you'll see will launch. They'll fall back down into this buy zone area, which I've marked on here. Now, obviously, we kind of appear to be further away than that. So how do we find an entry on BVM right now? Well, you can see it's starting to find some sort of resistance up here around the sort of $6 mark. It does seem to falling a little bit further lower. So simply where we can see it get bought up before in this area, okay? Just look, when it pushes up, it pulls back to a zone or an area where it then gets bought up very aggressively. How do I know it's being bought up aggressively? Look at this big like thin bit, this candle wick towards the downside. This means that the sellers have tried to push it down, and then the buyer's like, I'll take all of the stuff you're selling because this is a good project, I like it, whatever. Okay, so that means that next time, if it gets in and around this area, somewhere around the $4.9 or lower, that's a good place I want to buy it at. I set myself a limit order purchase on MEXC or wherever, so that if the price dips in here again, I automatically buy it, and then hopefully I get a return. Maybe it comes lower. Who knows? Maybe it takes a little bit longer. But if it comes back down, this is good coin, good opportunity to be buying. But of course, you need to do your own research into these things. And I want to share this with you because I found it really quite funny to read earlier, because it's something that I see a lot. Wolf of Altcoins shares this. Coin is going up. Oh my god, you are a genius. Coin goes down. Oh my god, it's a scam. You know, this is crap, blah, blah, blah. I lost all my money. Coin goes up again. I'm doubling down. I'm getting back in. Coin goes down again. I'm selling everything. And he then says, there's a reason why most of you are so poor. Work on it, and maybe one day you'll get rich. Now, why people think like this, oh my god, you're a genius. Oh my god, this is a scam, blah, blah, blah. It's because they have absolutely no clue about what they've bought, what they're selling, or anything. If you are understanding and fully buying into the concept of something you're buying, because I will bring you coins sometimes that maybe you don't like, then don't buy them. But if you just blindly buy these coins that I mentioned on this video, and they go up, they go down, they go sideways, and you don't know what to do about it, then that is why you will lose in this market. You simply need to understand why there might be a chance that people want to buy something, why a project is good and interesting, whether the price looks decent when you're getting into it, whether or not there's much risk involved, how much risk is there involved, when do I get out, have an exit plan, have an entry plan, do you. But don't panic, rush back to whoever told you about whatever you heard and say this, say that, because you'll be wrong. Because they don't care. Because when I invest in a project such as BVM or whatever, I'm prepared that it might go down, it might go sideways, but I anticipate there's a good chance of it going up. Now looking across to Twitter, again, BVM, sit there with 58.3k followers, still seeing a bit of growth, and I think it's a very interesting one to be paying attention to. Now on to the next one, BFi Labs. As with the rise of any ecosystem, whether that be the Solana ecosystem and seeing the growth of JupiterSwap, or whether that be the rise of Ethereum and seeing the growth of Uniswap, decentralized exchanges and trading terminals will always do very well within ecosystems that are seeing good growth. And that's why BFi Labs has caught my eye. Now, I talked about this a few days ago because it's recently been launching, and in a method I've been talking about, which is this, where you find a coin that's kind of launched, then kind of had an initial sell-off from the VC, okay, all the sort of sell-off that happens, it finds itself at kind of a base or a bottom, which I've identified as this green zone and anything beneath it, then that gives us good entry opportunities. And you will see that a lot of these kind of newer launches have done similar things. BVM did one, came back down to this area of interest around here, and then if you could get in around there, you were happy days. And that's what I was talking about in yesterday's video. So if you want to find out how to find those, then wait until after this one and hitting the like button, and then go and look at that tutorial because it's so useful. Now, BFI from the charts we'll look at in just a minute, but let's find out what BFI is. Synthesizing BRC20 trading. Again, this is something that's kind of put people off, like ordinals, BRC20, it all sounds a little bit confusing, a little bit complex, which is weird because I say 90% of people buy things anyway when they haven't even thought about what they are. But this is cool, right? You can trade BRC20 and ordinals using your preferred wallet with 0 fees, which is amazing. So you can launch the application, connect your wallet, you can trade on this very clean and easy platform here. You can see MetaMask, you can trade all sorts of other bits and pieces. Extremely fast, all the things you really want from a trading exchange, and one with kind of good backing, good volume running through it already. It's an easy one to be betting on, okay? You can see as well, basically connects Bitcoin, BRC20 ordinals with centralized exchanges, with centralized chains and MetaMask, etc. Now, as we look back to Twitter, we can see that BFI Labs has already gained quite a bit of attention. So maybe there's a chance that it could gain more attention once more. A lot of these projects have successful marketing campaigns. I know BFI again was a product of Ape Terminal. Okay then, coming across to CoinMarketCap, we see something useful, interesting, $21 million market cap, but already a well-known about project. One that's already got a lot of attention, one that's had a launch, had a kind of a pullback, calm down, and is now starting to look strong again. The smart money will start to take on board on tokens like that, and I've been watching across Nansen as people have started to pick up various different tokens. In various videos I've made before where I've been tracking some of these large cap whales, what they've been doing is buying in a narrative, waiting till the narrative tops out, like AI, etc. They were making tons of money with Node AI and various others like that, and then they start to sell up. They then move their tokens into the real world assets, which we've seen the growth from already. And then they're taking from the real world assets and moving into BRC20. And you're like, oh, well, we've been taught that you shouldn't jump around. You're right. You know, hold on to your Solanas, hold on to your Renders or whatever it might be, your longer term plays. But you are literally missing out on thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars by not making the most of these narrative runs, okay? Because they blow up. And when they blow up, you want to be in front of them. So here we are, guys. You can see the pullback. Put in nice double bottom pattern, okay? We can see we've broken the top here, and we are sort of showing some resistance. What we're really looking for is hopefully to find an area like this. So when it breaks back down, okay, which is sort of slowly starting to do now, hopefully what we can see is it may be starting to put out some candles that look a bit like this, okay, with a wick down towards the downside, showing that there is buying pressure coming in as the sellers are not coming on board. That gives us decent entry. If we get down to this green zone again, better believe I'm buying in once more. There's more buy zones you can see on this chart as well. One sat in and around here, which is around sort of 31 cents. Slightly lower down, you've got another one here at around 29 cents. Up to you whether or not you want to be buying into any of these projects. To be honest, I really like the look of BFI. I like the look of BVM. To be honest, I've been in BVM for like the last 9 days or so since down here where we had a breakout. It's looking pretty good. I think I'm going to be in for some more continuation, looking for then exits. BFI I also like the look of, but I've been a bit slower on this. Audi swap chart-wise probably has one of the better looking charts in that it has already been going for a little bit longer, all the way back since January. Starting to have a cool off, and now looking a bit more promising all the time. Now, in terms of the price prediction for BFI currently sat there with $21 million market cap, which is tiny. I'm always reluctant and a bit worried about saying kind of big potential market caps, but guys, if this turns out to be the narrative of this bull market, given the Bitcoin ETF, given where Bitcoin could be going, I don't see why an exchange within that kind of remit couldn't do extremely well, pushing towards, you know, 400 million at 20x. If it does up towards $1 billion, and you're looking at 50x, maybe it goes beyond. I think BFI has great ROI potential, but obviously it could be wrong, so do your research on that. Now, BVM, in terms of market cap, one of the slightly bigger ones we're going to look at today, around $129 million, I still think that this narrative could capture so much hype, excitement, and attention, and if it does, this product is one that within that ecosystem could find a lot of traction. It's already started to see some growth and people are backing it quite aggressively. Therefore, to see this push towards $1 billion plus, 10x, maybe into the 15, 20x if things go really well for the whole BRC20 narrative. Wouldn't be beyond the realms of possibility. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe it could go way bigger than that. But I think in the short term, this is where we're going to see some of the best growth. Now, Audi Swap, or Ords, with $43 million market cap is still pretty on the small side, okay? I don't really like the website. I feel it's lacking a bit, but I like the narrative. I feel that this narrative as a whole could be picking up and running quite hot. If that happens and people get on board and drive home this BRC20 thing, remembering that we haven't really seen much exposure across YouTube or Twitter right now, then I do anticipate that maybe, just maybe, we could be heading towards a short-term 10x, maybe even beyond to a 20, 30x down the line. But I think short-term moves, BRC20, ordinals, all that's play is going to be a very exciting place to be. Now guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Good on you for getting outside of just looking at regurgitated content over and over about the same coins that you've already bought. If you've already bought coins out there and you want to hold them for the bull market, great. Stop watching videos about them. Use your time more effectively and learn something new. This is how you can rise up and be in the top 1% of people in this crypto bull market. Hopefully by now you've subscribed. Thank you for watching. If you haven't, hit the like button. Helps me out more than you know. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.